Have you ever noticed someone checking out your child? 1. Not my daughter, but my sister. This happened recently. I took my 10-year-old sister to Wendy's after a fun day of bike riding and playing tag at the park. After I ordered our food, I noticed a man standing a little too close to her, making her visibly uncomfortable. I motioned for her to come to me, and she walked over, but the same man followed her. As he stood near us, I caught him looking at her and whistling, then making a shocked face. Being the outgoing person I am, I turned to him and yelled, "Are you checking out my 10-year-old sister?" My outburst drew the attention of others, including the store manager, a well-built guy, probably over 200 pounds, who came over and shouted at the man, "Get the hell out of my store, you sick F." Moral of the story, take care of your sister. 2. Yes, I have. My daughter has always been beautiful, even as a child, with golden hair and a sweet demeanor. One day, we went to IHOP, and as we walked in, I noticed a man with glasses watching my 5-year-old daughter out of the corner of my eye. Something about it immediately set off my internal alarm, but I tried to put it out of my mind as we ordered lunch. Halfway through our meal, my daughter said she needed to use the restroom. I asked if she wanted me to come with her, but she said no. The restrooms were down a short hallway near the entrance. As she walked away, I noticed the same man get up and head toward the restrooms as well. I followed immediately. When I turned the corner, I saw him standing at a payphone. He was holding the receiver to his ear but wasn't speaking. Something about his stillness was deeply unsettling. I knocked on the restroom door and called out, "Hey, Wednesday, you okay?" She replied, "Yes." I said, "I'll just wait here for you." I stared at the man for nearly a full minute before he finally hung up the phone and walked away. Oddly, I didn't hear the coin drop sound that payphones made when a call was completed, which made it clear he wasn't actually using the phone. My daughter came out, and we finished our lunch, but the man left the restaurant immediately and drove away in a car parked near the entrance. 3. It started with my oldest daughter when she was about 12 years old. She and her friends noticed it too. Her middle school in Chicago was right next to a busy street, and men would sometimes stare at the girls during recess. These men would be stopped at the traffic light near the schoolyard, and the girls began to notice a pattern. It was often dirty guys in work trucks who did the staring. 4. I am the child. When I was 14, I was walking through a strip mall with my mom, grandma, and little brother. As we passed a cafe, an older man couldn't take his eyes off me. He even started pointing. At 14, people often told me I looked older, but that was no excuse for his behavior. My mom noticed and loudly said, "All these old men looking at my child, not knowing she's 14. The man quickly turned away and stopped pointing. For anyone who might wonder, what I was wearing is irrelevant. I was in jean shorts and an oversized t-shirt. Blaming the victim or focusing on clothing only justifies the behavior of old creeps. 5. Yes, like me, my daughter developed early. She's curvy but thin, and though she wasn't a model type, her figure attracted attention, often unwanted. The first time I noticed it, we were walking on Orleans Avenue in New Orleans. She was 13 or 14 years old at the time, and a man in his late 30s driving a convertible blatantly stared at her. She had a womanly body, but if you looked at her face, it was obvious she was still a child. That day, I realized I needed to talk to her about how to handle situations like this and how to protect herself if the staring ever escalated. Unfortunately, the unwanted attention never stopped, even as she grew older. 6. Yes, it was a 60-something-year-old male neighbor, and he was checking out my son, who was 8 at the time. The man had already commented on how handsome my son was, which struck me as odd. One day, as I sat on my porch reading, I noticed the man driving by. My kids were riding scooters in the street, and at first, I thought he was slowing down to be cautious. But I soon realized he was staring at my son. I stood up, and as soon as he saw me, he sped off. I sent the kids inside and told my boyfriend, who decided to handle it. He asked another neighbor about the man and made sure the neighbor passed along a message. My boyfriend had done time in prison and wasn't afraid to protect his family. A few weeks later, my boyfriend ran into the man at a bar. The man tried to laugh off the incident, but my boyfriend made it very clear he wasn't joking. He warned the man not to use our street anymore and to come and go via a different route. We never had another issue, and the man eventually moved away. I continued keeping an eye on him until he was gone.